My name's Dave DeBoe, founder of MoneyPartnerFormula.com, and this show is built for everyday real estate investors who are actively doing deals and looking to scale using other people's money. So if you're an active real estate investor and you want to get featured on this show to talk about your own real estate and capital raising experiences, then just go to daveinterviewsyou.com. Now let's get rolling with this episode, and remember to subscribe for daily interview content. Hey folks, welcome back. Today, zooming in from Las Vegas, Nevada, we've got a very experienced real estate investor, Ben Alvarez, who has done a lot of stuff. I mean, he's done wholesaling, he's done fix and flips, he's done short-term rentals, he's worked in all sorts of different markets, he's been a realtor. These days, it really kind of depends on what's going on with the market, but these days, Ben's doing a lot of work with wholesaling, with flips, as well as with short-term rentals and some midterm rentals as well. So Ben, welcome to the show. Great to have you.
Thanks for having me, Dave. I appreciate it. How's your day going?
Fantastic. So Ben, give us a snapshot, if you will. What does real estate investing look like for you right now towards the end of September 2024? What's your day filled up with primarily? What kind of projects are you actively working on? What does I guess it would be the Airbnb buy and hold portfolio look like these days? Just give us an overview of what you're up
So,
to.
quick synopsis. We've got a couple of shared living properties out in Texas.
Mhm.
We have three Airbnbs up and running in Louisiana. We are currently working with a partner out in Miami that's working on getting a couple Airbnbs going. And here in Nevada, I'm actually just got off the phone, as a matter of fact, with an agent that just brought me seven properties that are potential flips from one of his clients. And he's got another property as well that we've been kind of working together with the seller to kind of try to come to terms to go ahead and flip that as well. So that's,
So you're doing
looking
a
at
lot of different stuff in a lot of different markets. I guess the main commonality would be that they're single family home type deals is what you focus on.
that
And
is
it
correct.
and it looks like you're really focusing on, if you're holding something, the higher cash flowing options like shared living accommodations and short-term rentals. Would that be fair?
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So you've been doing this for a long time. What's kind of your personal philosophy around real estate and real estate investing? What do you
So
get out of it?
So we try to make sure that we are involved in a lot of in deals that make sense, right? We try to make sure that anything that we go into, it's gonna have several options. So one of the things that we do is we like to make sure we're looking at a property for a flip, there's got to be enough meat so that we can make our returns if we sell, and there's got to be a couple other exit strategies in the event the market turns.
Mhm.
I know back in '08, including myself, a lot of us got caught over leveraged without the proper um, exit strategies in place. So when we're going into these properties now, um, we're not just looking, hey, this is a flip. I'm going to try to make a quick 25, 30 grand, and hopefully the market goes up and I end up making 40. No, we're looking at it as there's got to be a substantial amount of money, and if the market shifts 10% in the next 60 to 90 days while we finish our rehab and have that property on the market, um, what other exit avenue are we going to have? Are we going to
So
be
what
able to turn
so what
it?
what what are you typically looking for those secondary and tertiary exit plans on a flip?
So ideally, you're in a great flip if you can take that property, if you don't end up selling it, and turn it into a long-term rental, right?
And it still cash
Rent it
flows
to just
positive.
one person, yep, and it'll still cash flow.
Well, you're
Now,
mentioning when we were talking a little bit off camera that you like to do flips in California. You're originally from Southern California. I'm guessing it's pretty much virtually impossible to get a single family home in Southern California to cash flow as a regular rental. So what would you
and
do in
and
those kind of?
that's happened across a lot of the market. Like
Yeah.
I mentioned, I'm working in several markets. It's happened in a lot of the markets where that long-term rental isn't going to work. However, with so many new options out there, Airbnb to be one of them, which most people are familiar with.
Mhm.
There's also shared housing, renting by the room.
So
That's
like
another.
pad split type thing.
That is correct. Pad
Yeah.
split is something that we have going on in Houston at the moment. So I'm sorry, in Dallas. We've got a couple of Dallas properties that are pad split. So there are so you've got that option. You've got a lot of senior homes now going up, elderly care, assisted living,
Mhm.
which are great properties. Those of course they're only an option most of the time if they're single stories, because of you know
Yeah,
being
stairs and
able to
whatnot.
because of
Accessibility. Yeah.
stairs. So, and then we have other people that are friends in the business that they are actually doing like veteran homes, transitioning homes. So we've pretty much it's made it so much easier to go into flipping, knowing that no matter what the market does, you've got other avenues to work with.
I like that. I like what you're saying there, Ben, especially because you got that experience in California, and there aren't many markets in the States more expensive than California. That's
Yep, that is
top
correct.
tippy top of the top there. Interesting stuff. So I forgot when you're talking about your current portfolio, you've got several properties. Can't remember where you said they were, where they were.
Got some Airbnbs in Louisiana,
Yeah. And
and
what
we've
a
got some pad split in Texas.
okay.
And we're in negotiations right now on a property for an Airbnb out in Miami.
Okay, so
So
they were the pad splits in Texas. I thought there was something about a different kind of a group housing, but I guess it was shared housing is what you're talking about.
it's shared housing.
So pad
Mhm.
split shared housing. That way it's not like a group
That is
home type
correct.
thing. Got it. Got it. Got it. So you're liking the whole Airbnb thing. Is the cash flow better on that than pad split, or what are your thoughts there? Because we're hearing so much about restrictions with Airbnb, and the government wants more affordable housing. So I imagine the pad splits, they're looking at that a lot more affectionately than short-term rentals these days. What are
They
your
they
thoughts?
are. They're
Yeah.
looking a lot more affectionately. However, a lot of the restrictions within HOAs still affect pad splits.
Mm,
Whereas to those restrictions don't apply to assisted living, right? Because
mm.
now you can go into an HOA, and if they are having issues when you're providing assisted living, now they're discriminating against a specific class. So
Well, yeah,
these are
couldn't you
all.
make the same argument with the pad split though? If they're having a problem with that, they're discriminating against hardworking people that need a place to live.
Yeah, you can, but it's a lot easier to go in and talk to the city and have somebody look on the bright side for you if you're providing assisted living or
Yeah, it's
transitional
old
living.
folks. They need to. Yeah, I get it. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Neat,
yeah.
interesting. Very, very cool. We were talking a little bit off camera as well that one of your specialties, because you're working in so many different markets with so many different people's partners and whatnot, is you say you become one of your superpowers is you become very, very good at analyzing markets and making sure that you're getting into the right market with the right product and then getting that double checked. So tell us a little bit about that because that's something that a lot of people
I
might
think a
not
lot of
do
us
well.
that went through 2008,
Yeah.
some of us came out unscathed and maybe never learned a lesson. Some of us had some lessons, some tough lessons that we learned during that time. And because of that, we're always very, very cautious, right? We like to err on the side of caution. Anything that we do, I mean, I will do all the pre-work. My business partner double checks it on his own. We check it together, and then we reach out to a couple of agents or whatever, Airbnb specialists in that area or a pad split person in that area to go ahead and provide us their numbers and make sure that all our numbers align. Of course, you're always going to be off five,
Yeah.
6% from each other, but as long as they're within those numbers, we're able to move forward, and we can feel confident of involving you know, other people's money with our ventures. You know.
So Ben, it sounds like you've partnered with a lot of different people in different markets, and that's how you kind of make things work. So it's you, it's your business partner, it's another person or another group in the market that you're investing in. How do you guys kind of divvy things up as far as responsibilities and profit share on these kind of deals?
So profit share depends on the area and the specific thing that somebody's doing, right? Profit sharing, of course, our investors that bring the money to the table for these deals. They're always first in line.
Yeah.
It's they get their money out first, and then depending on each role, right? We have people that they'll take a look at a property for us once a week, drive and go and double check it. When it's going to be a flip before it gets handed to an agent. We've been
Mhm.
working, when an agent brings us the property, he's going to get paid, so he stays on top of the project the whole time from when we purchase it until he, hands somebody else the keys. It's his responsibility
Yeah,
to
he's
be
got a
looking at
vested
the
interest
project
because he makes the commission on
on
selling
the
it to you. He makes
purchase.
the commission on selling it for you as well. So yeah,
Yep,
vested
yep.
interest there. Got it.
Yeah. So, and then just depends, some areas we have contractors that become our partners. Like,
Mm.
hey, I want to get in on what you guys are doing. Let's go ahead and partner up. And they oversee it for us. And it just, a different split with every person. But, our investors pretty much right now, they're making about between 12 and 18% returns on their money annualized
Mhm.
on anything that they're working with us.
Well, let's talk a little bit about that, the whole raising capital side of things. So how long have you been working with partners and investors on your deals for, Ben?
We really got heavy with partners about 3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah.
About 4 years ago, we did about 90 flips with a couple
Wow.
of specific partners.
Pretty
Um,
big partners, I'm thinking.
yeah, pretty big, yeah, pretty big
Yeah.
partners,
Yeah.
pretty good. It was really good. I mean, you do the first two and they want to stay involved and you're chatting quite a bit. Then the first two get done and they're like, okay, cool, you guys know what you're doing. Just here,
Yeah.
just they I don't even think they double checked our numbers, in the in the last year that we were doing everything together. So
So what, so okay, so you started off with a couple of big whales. These days it sounds like you're working with some smaller partners. Why did you make the switch? Why did you change the strategy?
we've on those particular whales, we're still working with them in two particular markets.
Okay.
So it opens up other areas, you know what I mean? Like now that we've got all our systems in place and everything runs like clockwork, it just we can go ahead and work with more people. You know, the more we can help bring people along with us, it's a better thing for all of us.
Yeah, the bigger and faster you can grow your business for sure. Speaking of
Absolutely.
which, so Ben, where do you see things going for you and your focus over the next 12 months or so? I know it's kind of market, what's going on in the market at any particular time kind of thing, but where do you see yourself and your partners moving in the next year or so?
So I think we're gonna probably our goal is to start adding for every 10 deals that we're doing, our goal is to go ahead and add another property to our portfolio. So we're gonna be really
So do you mean so for
focused
every
on
10
going
flips that you do, or what do you mean by
for
deal?
every, I mean, we also assign some properties. We still wholesale some properties. I mean,
Got it.
because we get so many deals in the pipeline, we can't take everything down. As
Yeah.
much as you want to, you can't. I mean, there's times where there's stuff here in Vegas and our contractors are busy and we it doesn't make sense to hold on to the property. So you make a little bit of money right now and you just move on to the next deal.
Got it.
So, one of the biggest things that, yeah, we're looking at just adding more to our portfolio and doing some more flips, just kind of growing the business, expanding the business overall.
Yeah. So for every 10 deals, adding one long-term buy and hold, ideally short-term rental, that seems to be your preference.
Short-term rental or assisted living. So if it's going to be in Vegas, it's going to probably be towards the assisted living side or pad split. Whereas, if it's going to be somewhere in Miami, it's going to be something more along the lines of Airbnb.
Right.
Just wherever whatever is good for that market at that time. You
So for the
know,
assisted living facilities, if I'm reading between the lines, you're buying the property, you're renovating it to fit into the criteria needed for assisted living, and then you're you're leasing it to an operator. Would that be fair to say, or are you going to be
That's correct.
operating it yourself?
That is correct. We would be
Yeah,
leasing it. At the moment, we have not. We've had some discussions with some operators. At the moment, we don't have any. It just kind of started a few weeks ago where some operators are like, "Hey, you guys are coming across
yeah,
good properties. Maybe there's some type of partnership that can be, we're all about creating partnerships. We're
yeah.
about creating partnerships for Airbnbs, for assisted living, for anything that we can get into partnerships. That's kind of been our main goal over the past 18 months now is really partnering up with people on anything that we can. So yeah, at the moment it would be us purchasing, rehabbing, and then leasing it out to an operator.
So really, if I'm hearing properly, Ben, a big specialty that you guys have is you're very good at generating leads, good property deals, and
Hmm.
then doing the renovations that are necessary either to flip that property, to turn it into a short-term rental, to turn it into a pad split, and maybe even start turning it into an assisted living facility with rails and ramps and all the kind of stuff that's
Yep,
required for that. So you guys are able to find the property, fix it up, and then partner with somebody who can operate it and run it. Is that kind of the
that
gist
is
of it?
correct. Yep,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Staying in kind of
Absolutely.
in your lane and your specialty there.
Yep,
Very, very
yep.
cool. Interesting stuff. So Ben, if people are interested in connecting with you and finding out more, what can they do? Where should they go?
They can go ahead and look me up on Instagram, GatorBen11.
Gator Ben 11.
GatorBen11. Yep.
Sounds
Yep.
good.
Give
All
us
right, Ben. We'll keep up the good work and all the best with your future endeavors.
Appreciate you, Dave.
All right,
Thank you.
everybody. Take care, and we will see you on the next episode. Hey there, I really hope you enjoyed that episode. And as always, if you want to listen to more daily interview content, make sure you subscribe. And if you're an active real estate investor and you're doing deals and you'd like to get featured on this show, then just head over to daveinterviewyou.com. Now, at moneypartnerformula.com, we help real estate investors to create a process for predictably getting capital so they can do more deals without relying on hard money lenders or the banks. We do this by building them a private capital marketing system. Now, if you want help turning yourself into a big money capital attraction machine, then book a call with our team to see how we can help. Just visit moneypartnerformula.com to find out more. All right, take care, and we'll see you on the next interview.